So this is just a quick screencast summarizing what we acted out today in class. So here's the diagram from the slideshow, okay? And here we've got the beta lactamase gene. What we don't have here are the promoters that are in front of the various genes, except for the pBAD, which was Will. So I'll go through what we went through outside. We started with Liam, who was the RNA polymerase, binding to Rachel, who was the promoter in front of the beta lactamase gene, the BLA gene. And Liam then, as RNA polymerase, read this gene and transcribed it, and that is eventually going to turn into the beta lactamase protein, which was Cosette. Now, Cosette then went and attacked the ampicillin molecule, which was Jack and Michael. Okay, so they were linked as a ampicillin molecule, because that basically snapped that molecule in half and rendered it ineffective. And that is how you end up getting ampicillin resistance, because ampicillin is not functional when it's snapped in half like that. So that's kind of going on the side. Then Liam went and bound to the ARA-C promoter, which again isn't shown here, and I believe that was Harley. And again, Liam read the gene, okay, and the gene in this case I think was John, and produced the ARA-C protein, which was Feel. So Feel now as a protein, the ARA-C protein, came around and bound directly, you might even say hugged, Will, who was the promoter in front of the GFP gene. So technically, he's called the pBAD promoter, which is the arabinose promoter. Okay, so the RSC is bound here, and this prevents Liam from binding to this promoter and transcribing the GFP gene. So as long as Feel's in the picture, nothing is going to happen whatsoever with respect to the green fluorescent protein. Then along comes Nigel, and Nigel is the arabinose, and arabinose is as we mentioned, was a small sugar, okay, and it will bind to the ARA-C protein. So Nigel binds to Feel, and when he binds to Feel, Feel has to let go of the promoter. So he changes shape and can no longer, quote, hug or bind to Will. And now that that promoter is free, Liam is able to bind to that promoter, transcribe the GFP gene, and eventually the green, that was Miriam, and the green fluorescent protein is eventually going to be made. So Vanessa, as that protein, is ultimately going to cause the cell that contains this whole plasmid to glow a bright green color. So hopefully that helps clarify a few things for the upcoming experiment.